Hello everybody, here is your Carmen via Power Coach of the Alps, welcoming you and having brought you here in the hotellaudinella where we are just sitting here in the library, and I'm so flattered and so happy, to introduce you to a wonderful lady with a wonderful name. Her name is Allegra.
Hi,
Allegra.
nice to meet you, everybody.
Can you introduce your full name, Allegra?
If I introduce my full name, you will laugh a lot because my names are Allegra, Antonia, Martina Selvaggia.
Oh my God, listen to that, isn't it?
Anzi, the order is Allegra, Antonia, Selvaggia, Martina, and Giorgi, Giani are my names.
That sounds like music. Doesn't it sound like music? It's so amazing, but it's a very good...
Like I made a song with my name.
I don't know if you hear, but in the background we do have actually some
violins.
music, some violins, so isn't that a perfect setup? Allegra, first of all, thank you that you're here with me. Thank you that you're part of
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, of course. Allegra, tell to our audience, what are you doing? What is Allegra, this amazing name, doing?
In the last years, I did the mother most of the time. But now the children are growing up, so I'm working with my husband. He has a WebTV, and I also work for the radio, Rete Uno in Ticino. I prepare some news about Engadin for them. They call me, so it's a phone radio. And then I teach Italian to my children and some other children. And I work for a museum. You have to come once.
Yeah, I haven't been yet. Oops.
Miliweber house,
Yeah.
where I explain the house in Italian or in French. Maybe if they need in Spanish. But,
That's right, because you also speak Spanish. Huh?
yes,
Yeah.
I lived in Spain for 6 months. Many years ago, more than 20 years ago. During the university, I made this Erasmus. It was an exchange program, and I stayed there 6 months. It was one of the most wonderful periods of my life. Then I came back. I worked for 7-8 years for Locarno Film Festival.
Wow.
And then I married because I met Filippo, and I decided to stop for a while. And so now I'm still on the wave.
Yeah, she's still on the wave. This is really well said. You are, for me, a woman, but most of all, a human who is so creative and is doing so many different things. And as well, you teach this to the children, to your 2 beautiful children you're having. You should see them. I mean, they're really like exploring with all sort of living their passion. So I think this is also a very good point on, especially also with your husband, since he's also very creative. So you're a good example for how to explore, actually.
I'm more the rational part of the family, and Filippo is more the irrational part, but it's okay. And but I think that life has not to be boring. So if you do a lot of time, your brain continue to grow up. This year, I'm not a musician, absolutely, but this year I decided to play the djembe.
Cool.
Because I need something for my brain to stay. I know that we are getting older. It's not we can't lie to ourselves. Time goes for everybody. So I think we need to have interest to read. For me, it's important. And to be curious. This, I think, is the most important thing in life.
Such is perfect with all these books around, isn't it?
I love this place.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, ever thought about writing something, actually, a book or something? We already talked about it.
Yes, we already. When I will have time, I will do it, sure.
She has so many beautiful stories, actually, already about family and also about what you actually lived, also the Locarno Festival. You see?
In these days, I have a friend who worked with me in Locarno Festival. She's visiting us. And we remembered yesterday evening about our time. And we were young also. But it was really nice. Nice period.
Allegra, how was it for you once you discovered your strength and your talents? Did it change something in your life?
No, I don't think so, because I always be like this. I always wanted to explore life and people above all, the world if it's possible, but I think the most important thing is to explore ourselves inside and to see what we can do also with other people, discussing and increasing always ideas, and I love this. I have a very powerful mother, so I think
She taught you a lot on that, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to take distance, no? So we arrived in Engadine some years ago, and my mother still lives in Lugano, and I think it is good for me, because when you have powerful parents, if you have some kilometers between, it's not so bad.
This also teaches us how we are influenced by our mothers and grandmothers, huh? Isn't it?
Sure.
This is also something very, very deep, which we are. And you have also a daughter, so question will be then, how are you towards her then? Huh? That's also a pretty...
I think it's the most difficult job in life to be a parent. And I was explaining yesterday to this friend of mine that the most difficult thing for me is to give them the possibility to think with their brain. I don't want to put my ideas in the brain of my children. I want that they grow and they do the things that they makes them happy, not me. Because most of the time we do things to make the other people happy, and we don't have to do this. We have to be happy, and then I think that parents has to be happy when the children are happy.
That's a very good message, actually, huh? Because a lot of parents do try to give them their own ideas and are limiting the children in order to explore them, huh? So thank you also for the message, because this is a very, very important one.
They will tell you if I did right in 20 years. Okay. Maybe I'm only trying.
At least the trying part is already something very, very important, isn't it? Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really cool. Is there a life motto you would like to share with our...
You wrote me yesterday about this, and I was thinking that for me, I have many mottos, but with my children we always say we are alive and we are healthy, so we can do everything. We have time. Time is one of the most important things, our richness.
That's very true. It's very basic, but it's simple, actually, to be happy. It's exactly that. Just to honor your health and just to have time with your beloved ones, isn't it? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
this is also one of the things, isn't it, also being here, living here in Engadine, you know, where you have all the nature. We found most probably a bit easier the attachment to the easy things, which is actually to simplify the life. Huh?
And we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because when I go to Lugano to my mother, I always spend time in car, and I hate this. I love Engadine. In 2 minutes I can go to shops, and so you have another kind of life. And I think sometimes the cities take your time too much.
So we are very privileged living here, huh?
I absolutely.
And out there, if you're stressed or whatever, then come over to Engadine Summer Reads and just spend here a great time, because you meet people such as Allegra, which is, if I may say here as well, I mean, you're Swiss, aren't you? Huh?
Yes,
you're Swiss.
And I mean, my origin are from Italy, but I lived in Switzerland since I was 10 years old. So now I have some difficulties to live in Italy.
Yeah, it changed here.
Yes.
And what is also beautiful here in Switzerland is also this variety of language, because we were just thinking if we're going to make the interview in Italian, we decided then in English, because we want to make sure that a lot of people listen to this language. Exactly. And it's a big privilege for me to give you my book. Yeah.
You wrote it.
Yes. Now I translated it into English. It's Lust to Explore the Thoroughbred Woman in You. And this is actually what you already live so good also with your children. And it's a big pleasure giving this to you. Enjoy reading it. And it is a book in which I try to push you ladies to make you aware how genius you are, what unity you have, such as you, Allegra. And because you are, especially when you're a mother, so as Allegra, it depends on you what you give to children, because the children are our future.
Sure.
Yeah, and seeing your two angels, both are just so much joy, because they are really a great example on what you live and what your beliefs are.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Allegra, would you still like to share something with our audience?
I will read the book and then I will tell you.
That's very good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, my dear out there, thank you for listening and thank you for being part. Allegra and me, we are very much looking forward. If you would like to leave a message, feedback, whatsoever, and I'm going to see you next week with a new beautiful person introducing to you about how great people we have out there in our life and in our world. Thanks a lot here from Summer Allegra and me. Take care. Bye-bye.